Peace and wisdom, unknown concept. Thank you for the gift back. Wise Solid speaking. Hopefully, I'm clear. Subscribe to the channel if you're not. Thumb me as well. Visit the website wiseservant.org or upscaleknowledge.org, not .com. Now I'm gonna give you all a chance to get in here. Peace and wisdom amitably. Need to contact you about what you do again. Peace and wisdom. Thank you for the clarity check. Like I said, I'm giving you guys a chance to get in here. If any of y'all want to ask questions, we'll start shortly. But you can ask questions in the meanwhile. Peace and wisdom, Fox 7. all my Hebrew, all my Hebrew and Pan African headed monkey. Y'all can say hi to. Scared to speak. Some of y'all changed y'all name, big baby. Now you got 2 accounts. Peace and wisdom, son Fletch. Now, let me give y'all a jewel before I get into this deep lesson. When y'all have these Pan-African names, better yet, these ancient Egyptian names, ancient Hebrew names, we live in a world of belief, make believe. I'm saying that because you guys make believe like y'all understand ancient Hebrew language, ancient Egypt language, in that y'all have names like Hotep. Hotep means rest in peace in ancient Egyptian tongue. That's the point that, why I said if you these things and you owned by these groups, change your name and stuff when you come here. Y'all don't know the things y'all do. You get it? So try and grasp a lot of the ancient Egyptian words y'all use. Y'all don't grasp them right. When you're dealing with ancient Egypt, the gods, things like that, a lot of the names and the science behind it. It has to do with the do what, life coming forth. Think of it like in the womb, then being born out. Our unconscious mind, then being awake, is speaking of the start and then the pinnacle of a thing. But all them deities and all those expressions have to do with what we would look at as death. Death being a part of the whole cycle. So you get my point? The start. First there's unconsciousness, then you wake up. First there's the womb, then you're born out. So the Book of the Dead is the coming forth by day, to say like that. The point I'm making is, y'all pull these names, these phrases, and y'all don't know what they mean. So y'all running around talking about Hotep, basically telling people rest in peace, I'm alive. So I did clear y'all up on certain things like that when I first came. I figured that would have been enough to say, oh yeah, I might not know, I don't think I know what I'm doing. But that's not what happens. Now let me give y'all this quick jewel. That wasn't the jewel. In science, they say that sperm cells are swimming in the semen, the seminal fluid. This is how most of you guys view it. Peace and wisdom, Marcel Salvador. Like I said, most people in today's times view it as sperm cells swim in the seminal fluid. Seminal fluid is not water. So sperm cells are not swimming, they're flying. The reason they're flying is because seminal fluid, or semen, is heaven, or sky. Meaning our sky is yolk, or semen. So this is why it says, the sons of God came upon the daughters of men. The sons of God is little sperm cells inside the substance. If you lost them, you say, man, that don't make no sense. Physical life starts with sperm cells in it. Somehow y'all forget the Bible has to do with life. It's explaining life. In the beginning, the Spirit of God was hovering. Say, no, it ain't about sperm cells and egg cells. Oh, so this is not the creation. Genesis is not about the creation. I just say that so y'all can see why I say, like, man, they dumb. Y'all will debate. Say, man, listen, let's talk about this Genesis, the creation of life story. Then the man say, yeah, you know, in the beginning, the Spirit of God, that's like sperm cells in the womb. They say, no, that's stupid. How? What other creation y'all know? Listen. That part. Any creation story you read, you gotta actually, because y'all disconnected from reality, use these little lessons to grasp that. Because I know some of y'all like, yeah, you're right. Nothing would make more sense than that. What else would make sense? Mind you, in science, when you're dealing with biology, or an egg cell getting fertilized, it's called oogenesis. In the Bible, we have Genesis. This is the creation. Try to explain to y'all deep things. So you're not gonna get it, Silas. The Spirit of God is God. Y'all just know the word. Like, if I say, like, show me this thing in real life, God has to be manifested somehow in real life. He has to be present. Everything else can't just be physical. God has to, say, nah, that's too deep for me. And God is those letters, G-O-D, big baby. End the story. I don't think y'all realize y'all God is just 3 letters. Nothing else. Get it? Meaning y'all have no physical. It's deep. God is a title. Yeah, God is a title. But the point I'm making is most people, that's all they have is the 3 letters, which is a word. That word being a title. But outside of that, y'all are not aware. Like, oh shit. I got so lost in society, I forgot I never actually got the thing. Like, just the word. I look at it like this. Most people, they believe in society. You understand? They believe in the world. It's all they have. People's perspective of them, they don't truly have one for themselves. Their perspective of themselves is whatever others' perspective of them is. They belong to the world. And so in that, they don't. It's not about God, it's about society. You get my point? Other than that, it's nothing a person would yearn more than to have some sort of real connection with this word. Not talking about a connection where you be like, You know how y'all be like, I'm sorry. I gotta do this. I hope y'all don't take offense. But y'all have to learn. You know how people be like, man, the Bible is real because everything that's is say in it, is coming to tuition. And I wonder about y'all sometimes. I say, man, they're not doing too good. They're not doing too good in regards to reality. Now, in the book it say like there's gonna be wars and rumors of wars. Now I'm gonna ask you, when do you know it was never wars? There's gonna be earthquakes and crazy weather. When do you know that it wasn't? You get my point? It's like somebody saying it's gonna be day, then night. It's gonna rain, then snow. And these are the prophecies. And y'all like, yo, that's deep as fuck, blood. It was daytime today. It was like y'all forget, like, damn, ever since I've been born, that you know, it was like that since the moment I came into life. I think it was like that for my mom and them too, because they got the same stories, like they was getting beat up by the cops. The point I'm making is you have cycles in life. The same shit always happens. There's always been earthquakes and unstable weather. There's always been wars and rumors of wars. I can't remember a time in my own life when there wasn't a war somewhere in the world. I don't think y'all can either. Especially if you was born in this time. Especially if you was born in this time. I know you not about to be like, yeah, it is. The point I'm making is these is not sufficient means to have a connection with this title y'all have. This title being the Word. In the beginning was the Word. And the Word was God. And that's what y'all worship. It's telling you what you worship. You say, no, the Word is talking about God. That's what I'm telling you, you tongue-tied fool. I mean, tongue-twisted, tongue-brain twisted up fool. That's what I be telling y'all. Some of y'all know what I mean. This is how the conversation goes. So yeah, in the beginning was the Word. You worship only a word, nothing else. It's a trick. Say, no, 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 no. You don't understand, Silas. The Word is God. That's what I'm telling you. You know how deep you got to be to sit back in the beginning of time. It's the first sorcerer, my nigga Merlin. This shit cold-blooded. Y'all don't know the real truths. This is a dude named Merlin from back in the day. Coldest-blooded sorcerer ever. Now, a sorcerer is like a modern-day scientist, minus the curriculum. I guess you could say science, alchemy, chemistry, all these different things. It's watered down sorcery. So Merlin, the greatest sorcerer ever. He says, I'm going to get the whole world to worship a word. This is before language. He teach the first race of man language. This is spells he made up. Say, what spells? Letters, symbols, sounds. I, A, E, O. Let's merge them together. Chemistry, big baby. Merging sounds together is how you make words. And that's how you make language. It's alchemy, chemistry of unphysical things. Say, I, A, E, O. Let's make some language. We have all we need, sounds. This is real, don't? This is the deepest shit y'all ever gonna hear. So he kicked back, made language, or spells. Taught the people these spells. And a part of the language, there was a God. And the God is sound, word. It's the same thing. He said, I'm going to get the whole world. This is like a debate against sorcerers. Who's the best? He said, I'm the best. Watch how I get the whole world to just believe in the word. I said, how you gonna do that, big baby? That's like me making people believe in grass. How you gonna craft that, big baby? He said, watch. And the Bible verse started, John. In the beginning was the word. Go blooded, big baby. In the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and it was God. And nothing was gonna be created without the word. Say these poor souls. Not wise enough. This shit cold blooded. This is how real life is. Man is bound to nursery rhyme level sorcery. Not deep intellectual sorcery. As simple as sorcery think of. A Muslim's God is La. La 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 la. Allah. Al plus La. That's the La. You know, the sound. You have to be a sorcerer. Really wise to grasp. Like, yo, Merlin was really cold blooded. I see why they named a dictionary of this nigga. But that's not the point. Hopefully, y'all can follow. Muslim worship the sound. La 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 la. Like Los Angeles, La La Land, Hollywood, you know, Disneyland, the land of make believe. This is what y'all believe in. You say, no, that's not true. Your religion is a belief system. No different than Disneyland is the land of make believe. I'm sorry, she's hilarious to me. It's hard for you. It's hard for y'all to learn with somebody laughing at y'all. I know this. This shit is not amazing to y'all. I get y'all afflicted by it, so y'all can't see the. It's sexy. Like, damn, a nigga was that cold blooded. Y'all can make the Bible. Can y'all make a whole religion based on sound and fool everybody? Keep in mind, I never told y'all to do anything wrong. You Lord, you say solace to the devil because he said something about God. God is a word, man. Forget all that for a minute. I ain't never told you nothing wrong. I always tell you stay balanced. You know, kiss your mama, tell her the fool. You get me? I'm the one that told you that. I didn't tell you do nothing wrong. So keep that in mind when I'm telling you this, cause nigga will ignore all that good shit. It be like, nah, he spoke against the three letters. This how the brainwash you work. You could save a nigga. You don't care what you do. You could kill people, but if you say something against the three letters, oh my God, you the devil. Y'all will be listening to King Von. He the demon baby. Like he kill people. You say, nah, that nigga Silas is the devil, man. You heard what Silas saying? Devil, big baby. I say, damn, they be acting like I sold them out or something. Get real. Said the way they sold this up, you gotta have a mind to really grasp and say, damn, who that Kabbalah magic? Because all religions come from the Kabbalah magic. Or the Medunetta, depending on what culture you come from. This was given to the eldest child so he could rule over the whole world. But do you get my point? Meaning you have kings, you know, rulership and shit. Or y'all just the subjects ruled over. You know, kingship go generation to generation. It don't never go to the public. It's sacred, you know. Queen Elizabeth's son's gonna be the king. None of you niggas. You got to get rid. You gotta have a brain to know that. So this is genius when you really look. You say, damn, no, yo, they go to. You get it? Y'all will go over to England to see them. I say, man, they great. How? Why they great? Cause they regular people like y'all, but rule over y'all. Why? Cause the sorcery they ancestors been passing down. See, black people don't get these kind of Jews in their lineage. Granddad don't say, come on over here, you grown now, I want to teach you this Kabbalah. I say, what's that, Granddad? It's the knowledge for you to rule the whole world, so you ain't never gotta work and shit. You get everybody in life to work and you could tax them. You don't have to do anything. You can keep all the good lands for your own self. And you can just let them live like, you know, in the bad parts. Who cares about them? It's not about them, it's all about you. So I'm giving you my secrets because I'm gonna die soon. So, y'all don't have that. Granddad calls you over. I want to give you my change purse. Shit ain't got nothing to work. He want to give you his good whiskey bottle. The fuck are you gonna do with that? Now we are alcoholics. Yeah, that's how they set us up. So I'm trying to put y'all on the right track. Like, that shit deep. So y'all pay taxes and shit. Y'all never gonna be the kings or the governors or nothing like that. Y'all always gonna be what y'all are. So the mind have to mature to say, damn, how did this even happen, my nigga? Like, why we all stuck on a cycle? You just wake up and go to work every day and don't never have enough of shit. Then I see Queen Elizabeth, she got all this shit. You know, Queen Elizabeth, when she was alive, she owned like 50 dolphins. Probably more. Now you probably say, what does that matter? It matters that motherfuckers don't even have their needs met. And then you got another nigga own dolphins. Who the fuck needs a dolphin? If you can fathom that, now ask yourself, why 50? That lets you show the greed of man. Like, it lets you see the greed of a man. You know, mankind. You say, I don't need a dolphin, nobody do, but I want one. Matter of fact, I want 50. Give me 50. Just like black people with cars. Rappers, baby. Say, I need 50 cars. Why? You only could drive one at a time. I don't care. I need 50. I won't park them at all my houses all over the world. It's the greed of man. He don't call that greed. He call it success. See, I'm successful. I have more cars than I need. My people starving. Some of them still on public assistance, but that's not my problem. My goal is how white men groom their brain out once they sign those deals. They dumb. Forget about sharing, you know, things we learn in the ghettos. You know what your mama told you. Make sure your friends get a little bit of your snacks and shit. Your mama's smart. She know if you don't share with your friends, they gonna beat you up. And take it. You know what I mean? So you cut them a little bit of your cheese doodles, then they won't take the whole bag. You feel me? You gotta be smart in this life. You can use that all the way up to you an adult. You making money, you got your friends around. Share some of your cheese doodles, man. Share a little bit of them cheese doodles, or they gonna take the whole bag. So this is just simple jewels that my generation learned as a kid that this generation don't, because y'all mamas on the pole and shit like that. Forget it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. But just take the jewels, apply them. You know, this is things I learned from my grandmother. You know, back in the times when, you know, kids was taught manners first. You had to earn name brands. You know, you will wear rejects until you learn how to talk and have manners. Like, thank you. Motherfucker have on Payless shoes like a motherfucker. You say, why he got on Payless shoes and everybody else in the family don't? This nigga slow. You can keep acting like you want to keep acting like he don't know how to say thank you and please, and he don't know how to take his hat off. He keep acting dumb. So you can wear the dumb shit till we have to keep telling them the same thing over and over. This bringing up some of y'all beginnings. You like, it's bringing up flashbacks. I'm sorry. Just grasp what I'm saying. It's deep, Jews, you know. Deep family, you know. When I say family, I'm talking about like the race. It wasn't just me. Everybody had these same. Everybody's grandmamas and mamas was friends. They played cards and shit on the weekend, so you couldn't avoid like. You say, man, well, my grandmother taught me maybe I can get away at my friend's house, but you can't because they got the same fucking rules over there. So you like, damn, nigga, you got the same rules I got? Yeah, for the most part, nigga, like. I take my hat off and shit. I take my hat off. I gotta say please and thank you. You know, I gotta same shit. Some of y'all hear me. Some of y'all don't. You, probably the new generation don't. Mama's never taught y'all nothing. The point is this: when you're dealing with that Kabbalah magic, that metal neta science, that's what that's about. System for creating language and all the systematics that rule over y'all. It's an alchemy, a sorcery. How one man can become king or ruler over other men, the same way a shepherd does with animals. So it's like observing a shepherd with animals and saying, how can I do that with men? Because men can serve me better than a sheep. The man can build up whatever I design, and it just go all the way back to the beginnings. But first, you have to grasp in the beginning the spirit of God hovering over the waters. You know, Genesis have to do with Genesis, you know, creation. Some of y'all minds so scrambled. I try to explain, you know, sperm cell get egg cell is that verse. And your fucking brain forget that the beginning of the Bible was about the creation. There ain't no other creation, big baby. I'm sorry. I'm sorry y'all forgot sperm cells, egg cells, things like this is the beginning. And whatever beginnings, any story you read that had to do with creation is talking about that in their way. In the past, they didn't use the word sperm cells. They used serpents. Sorry. They ain't had the words we had, like menstrual substance, egg cells. They described it how they did, but you have to grasp. In ancient Egypt times, Isis was an egg cell. Osiris, that's plural, for all the sperm cells inside the substance. But Osir, that would have been like the substance, semen. And all the Osiris is in it, you know, sperm cells. These is your pharaohs, your men of old, men of renown. You say, why are they men of old and men of renown? And because your daddy had sperm cells in his balls, and that's how you was born. And his daddy before him had the same shit in his balls. These niggas go back to before physical bodies. Sperm cell getting egg cells, how you get physical body. So these cold-blooded little demons, they go back. They what y'all read about, the hidden, the bin, the jinn, and talking about them. They before y'all time. Y'all not sperm cells, y'all the substance, you know, semen. This is God. You know? That's why it says Jesus was yoky. Come into my yoke. Feels nice here. I forgot the Bible verse. And that's why Jesus always be like, and the Spirit said, come. Like, I come like lightning. Like, talking about that divine substance, semen. It's heaven, like I said. Semen is sky. The sky is not air. Air is air. Air is in the sky. Like, but the sky is like semen. This is why when they try to leave out and blow up and shit and get yanked all back, it's stretchy. You have to have an understanding. Salam, shalom, Son Fletch. Yeah, my wisdom's really, really deep. Most people can't grasp it. So, not because it's too hard to grasp, but man disconnected from reality. He think life was created by some other means besides sperm cells and egg cells. Say, no, we weren't talking about our life. They talk about the creation of the world. Same thing. That's what I'm saying. Man thinks the world we live in is a fishbowl. It's a glass dome. You feel me? He doesn't understand life is biological. Sperm cells get egg cells all the time. He doesn't understand when he sees a shooting star or a comet. That's a sperm cell on its way to getting the moon or an egg cell. He just doesn't get it. He says, no, that stuff Solace teaches us, it doesn't make sense. So I say, okay, they disconnected from reality. Aliens and whatever they're talking about on TV. See, this is what wisdom is to them. Beliefs and theories. Not truth and proven fact, just beliefs and theories. What you believe in. The truth. What do you mean? What are you talking about? It's like asking the nigga, what lie? Do you lie? What? Only on Wednesdays, big baby. Only when I go to court. I'm sorry, I'm just playing. I'm not. Grass. Philip Hamer said, you still got a land resource book? Yeah, but I got them on hold right now. Till I finish this land resource course. So y'all can purchase the land resource book next summer. In the summertime. If you want to get it early, so then you have to get the land resource course. And this is just a deep video for each section explaining what's not in the book. Some of y'all can't read that good, things like that. You be like YHWH is pronounced Yahawaha. Say, I don't see how that happened. There's no A's. What's wrong with them? Why do they do these things? YHWH is pronounced you. But I say they forgetting how to sound out letters. The deep thing. Point is this. Merlin was the deepest sorcerer ever. Name might not even have been Merlin. Could have been James. I don't know. It could have been a dude from the Bible that said, whether in the body or out the body, I do not know. I'm sorry. Let me stop playing with y'all divine text. Some of y'all think that shit is... Some of y'all really crazy. So I'm sorry. I'm just having a little fun. If you were a little wiser, you feel me? I wouldn't bother kids with Santa Claus because I know they're going to get mad. Right? So if like that, you come here, you still, not really wise. Because all minds is wise. We already know all this stuff. Right? We already know. They don't just kick back, wait on the Goodyear ship. No, I didn't. Kick back, wait on the midnight train to Georgia, big baby. Georgia's a place in heaven. Let me stop. Some of y'all write this shit down, so I gotta get to Georgia. Goodyear ship. Goodyear ship. I heard of that. So, y'all be lying like that. This is what I'm like. You see how I just said that? You would have somebody really like that. Like, yeah, I heard of the Goodyear ship. I heard of the midnight train to Georgia. Lying like on wisdom time though. Like, no. They wrote about that in OSP. Y'all are liars. I watch. I be like, look at this. Shaking her ass in the club last night. Now she is a scholar. Lies. Femi of the Blast. It's a deep thing. You feel me? I don't care if you a Christian or not. You know, you got to respect. You got to respect the cold-bloodedness. Man, preachers don't even want nothing to do with me. I'm a preacher's nightmare. You say, man, if this nigga come in this church, I'ma lose this flock. They call y'all a flock. This shit go back to, like I said, it's that Nimrod wisdom, like Kabbalah magic. How one man can rule over the rest of the world, and they won't even realize it. It's a dumbing down thing. You gotta be dumb to not come. And so everything y'all learn, y'all say, no, we learning to get wise. No, y'all learning to be dumb. Because that's how the magic work. It can't work if you smart. Sorry if you thought the curriculum you was learning and things like that had to do with, you being smart. Sorry you thought religion had to do with you being smart. Somehow y'all think the Pope and these people that rule over y'all say no, they love us. It's nothing they would do more than make sure we get God. Solace, why wouldn't they want us to have God? So I back up off it. I say, oh, these motherfuckers are insane, money. I ain't like I said, hey, come be in my religion. I'm trying to take me free, my nigga. You have to learn. Nature's out there. The garden's always teaching, you know, the forest is alive. It feed everybody in life, so you feel me? You can always go learn. I mean, I ain't trying to rule over you. I just say give back, my nigga, because they gonna kill me. But once they get a whiff of this deep ass shit I've been giving y'all, they gonna kill me, my nigga. So give back so I can enjoy my life until until that happens. Come on now, y'all ain't fucking that dumb. If you've been watching me, you got to know like, yeah, this shit too deep. This shit too cold blooded, lad. And so, like I said, Merlin crafted a religion based on sound. So this is why Christian, you know, in the beginnings was the word. That word is just G-O-D. That's all they worship. Say, no, I worship more than the word. I know, but all you have is that word. And you can pretend like it's more than that, but Merlin cold-blooded. The alchemy is cold-blooded. You go to Islam, it's the same religion, just on the feminine side. See, in Christianity, the god is El. That's masculine. Al is feminine. You know, Allah. The sound. La 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 la. See, it's all about the L, the letter. This is what the magic is based on. The letter L. Say why L? Because L makes the sound live. Lie or la is the same thing. Blah 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 shit. Like bullshit. So then there's Baal. 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 It's for the bull. Bullshit. Everything I'm saying is the truth. And this is why, you know, in Islam they have the crescent moon for the bull horns. Bullshit. This shit was crafted cold-blooded, baby. I couldn't make this up. If I'm lying, then you say it the right way. You see how everything I'm saying make cold-blooded sense? No matter how you cut it, you make sense of it where it ain't bullshit. Part can't, because it's what I said. Now, in Christianity, the God is El, and that's the spelling of the letter L. You have the letter L if you decide, like, I want to spell it. How would I spell L? Oh, Alealeailu, you know, ill. Allahl. That's it. Just say L a little slower. L. See? Allah. Right there. It's sounds, big baby. You have to understand sounds and the measurement of sound. And every sound, or vowel sounds, have multiple expressions. So this will take me hours to explain to y'all, but just get the point. The religion or the sorcery is based on sound. So in Christianity, El is the spelling of the letter L. In Islam, you have the pronunciation of the letter L. So one is the spelling of the letter, the other one is the sound of the letter. La. Allah. Now, of course, God has many names. Of course, shit, God named even Rahim. Ar-Rahim. You know, like, this shit go deep, big baby. God name is Alien. You know, Elyon. Alien. They got everything covered. All about sounds. Not necessarily the way you arrange the letters, as long as they make the sound. And so here y'all are. Y'all controlled by sounds. Now, of course, sound is air or breath. The breath of life. Within airs, you have your atomic levels of life. So this is where the real science lies. atoms come together, you get molecules. Molecules is substance like rain. It's cold-blooded, baby. That substance transitions in states, meaning depending on how you arrange the atoms will determine what substances you get. Of course, hydrogen atoms and oxygen atoms, what's in the airs. They come together, you get rain. But there's other arrangements, you'll get other substances. All the way up to semen. So this is your 10 spirits of Ein Sof. These 10 spirits of Ein Sof truly being vowel sounds. So it's the same in, ancient Kim. The mind has 3 parts, each part having 3 parts. So they believe there's 9 parts of the soul. The soul is a breath, sound. Each of the 9 parts of the soul being vowel are the sound of one. So this is your Kabbalah. Kabbalah. It's cold blooded, baby. I'm a genius. You just don't get it. Now, y'all all worship the same shit over and over. Like, you just have to learn it one time. It's deep. Now, of course, atoms are lights. Meaning you have sound. Sound raises in hertz. It becomes visible or light. Light raises in hertz. It becomes substance. If you're lost, thunder, lightning, then you get wet. All 3 of these things is the same thing. Sound raising in its hertz. This is why you can't discern the thunder from the lightning. So whoa, 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 and the lightning be all in between it, and you getting wet all in between that, and you get it? Sound manifesting out from unseen airs, or loud sound, to light, to substance. And this is how life manifests out physically, whether you're speaking about raindrops, people, whatever. And so the deep science is put into religion to rule over the masses. Your Nimrod wisdom. And so y'all believe in sounds, lights, all these things. You say, I don't believe in light solids. When the light turns yellow, you slow down. There's no cops around you. You don't know why you do that. You just do it because you're controlled by lights. Them cop car lights get the wooing up in the back of your thing, and you pull on over. The lights didn't say pull over. You already know what to do because you're already programmed by lights and sounds. And the ruler kicked back. He say, I don't have to stand on every corner and lock niggas up for running the lights because they ain't gonna run them. I own these niggas with lights. Just kick back. This is the ruler talking to his people. Just kick back. They done, my nigga. I got this. I put the sorceries on them. Sounds, lights. I even put the substances on them, big baby. Say, what's that? Man, heroin and beer. They ain't never gonna figure this shit out. They're having fun. We're kicked back. We rule this shit. I even made some paper money because we're gonna take all the resources so they can't eat nothing. They have to work. They have to serve the city that I built. Well, they built it, but they do what I tell them. This is how the king kicked back, talk to his people. They say, yeah, they gonna go to work. If they don't, they gonna starve. I stole all the resources from them. So they can't, they can't go pick rice and shit. I took their forest from them. I made concrete out of it. I got mad businesses and shit like that. They have to work, Simple. And I'm gonna tax their work because that's what I do. I eat all the real resources. I give them fake ones, and I give them fake money and pretend like that's resources. I made it myself, like Monopoly game money. It doesn't even mean anything. It just means they are slaves and have to work. That man have a farm, he have cattle, he have this and that. That man have papers. So you know which one's the slave. You know which one's lost in the system. The one with the birth certificate, the social security number, the papers. A lot of papers. Ownership stuff. So let's go deep. He said, I relapsed my alcohol after 5 years. This ain't AA, big baby, this deep knowledge. Like I always tell y'all, if you drink beer, if you on drugs beyond marijuana, I'm not judging. If whatever you do have beaten you down, you get it? Meaning my teachings don't have nothing to do with you not living life, experiencing, and having fun. Because the Babylon y'all living will make y'all work till y'all die. And so there's nothing wrong with the plants of life, cocaine's in plants, heroin's in plants. I'm not telling you to use these things. I'm just telling you these is natural occurrences of nature. Those pills in the pharmacy ain't. And so I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying once you know you abuse shit. When I say abuse, that means it's abusing you. Of course, the drug king got hands and feet, so you have to abuse it for it to abuse you. But once you come to know, like, I think I've been abused by this drug, look at myself. You feel me? That's all I'm saying, like. Outside of that, this ain't the rehab center, big baby. This the deep wisdom center. Don't be asking me dumb stuff. You ever took this drug? I don't fuck with drugs. I like my mind to be nice and crystal clear. That's it. Anything above marijuana, I'm good on. If you like to smoke marijuana all day, I'm good on that too. I got shit to do. But to each his own. Like I said, once you see like you getting beat up by the thing or abused, which means you abusing it. It's just like y'all say, man, swine ain't healthy. Only because you abuse it. Y'all fat and greedy, y'all eat all the pigs y'all can, then get sick. Man, don't say I abused those pigs all this years. Man, we been eating the fuck out them pigs. They don't say that. They be like, man, pigs is abusive. They not healthy. That swine messed me up. You ate the swine and killed it. Man don't even remember meat is animals. A nigga eating a cheeseburger, he have no recollection this was a cow or a bull at one point in time. The shit had a whole family in life. He forgot that. That nigga said, I'm hungry. Can I get one of them double cheeseburgers? He went down to his local deli and said, can I get one of them double cheeseburgers on the roll, please? Can you put some mayonnaise and ketchup on it and some lettuce and tomatoes? Because that's how he like his cow. He don't care if it's a double cheeseburger. You say it's 2 pieces of bread, 1 piece of burger going between 2 pieces of bread. He say no, it don't. Two piece of burger for each bread. Nigga greedy as fuck. This y'all double cheeseburger eating. I say I don't get it. Why? What's the difference between one burger in between a bun and two of them in between a bun? I say I don't know. Give me a double cheeseburger. Go on, give me a double cheeseburger. Like I said, nobody's paying attention. And what? Put two, give me a triple. I said these people greedy as fuck. I seen one nigga bought 2 slices and he put them shits together like a sandwich. Fuck. Nigga invented new food. Just one pizza's enough. He say no, I need 2 of them. They had 1 pizza with pepperoni and sausage on it and 1 plain slice and sandwiched it. Look, measuring it to his stomach, I said, oh yeah, all that's going in there. Hope he gonna take a shit after when he done. Cause that's like the garbage. That's how y'all get sick. Fill up y'all garbage can, then I'll be like, I'm at work, I ain't taking the shit at work. So then you hold it. And then gnats and shit. That's sickness. Gnats and shit all in y'all belly. It's deep, trying grass. What are y'all talking about? Peace in wisdom. Did I miss a comment or something? Billy Taylor said, I wish I could break down the wisdom like solace to people. So they'd be like, damn, he's so wise and and then they think I was so cool and oh, you a sweet little kid. I mean, I think life is that simple, right? Motherfuckers want to put their hands on me after I break down his deep wisdom, young man. They can't beat me though. I know that shit. Track. Back they are. Back up off me about Big O said. So don't worry about being smart till you tough first. That's why I always tell y'all, true wise men gonna be tough. Puppet wise men that y'all have, they not, because they just teach all the curriculum available. They just tapping into the market. And got mad religions. These markets to tap into. So I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim. I'm a Hindu, anything you could think of. You just tap right into that market. Pretend like you a wise person and it people in those the people in those things, they've been dumbed down under the sorcery. So it's easy. Just talk in circles. You don't have to teach them anything. They don't care. They're lost. That's how they found themselves there. Or that's how those groups found them. Like I say, once you become lost, if you don't find yourself, then you gonna get found. And that's when you lost, for real. I lose my keys. My keys is lost. My keys better find their way back, or otherwise my keys gonna get found by somebody else. That's when they gone. This how y'all are in life. Y'all lose yourselves. Y'all lose a connection to y'all family, y'all true friends. Then y'all be lost in the world. Y'all don't know who I am and what I'm supposed to be doing and how I'm supposed to live. Then you get found like lost keys in the dirt by a group. Then they tell you what to eat, how to think, what to do, program your brain out, make you think you a brother, but you really not a brother, because if you decide I want to do something else, then they gonna turn on you. And y'all come up into these falsehoods, lying to y'all own self, playing dumb with y'all own selves. I wind up getting killed in these little groups and things like that when y'all on oblige to their rules. Not the wisdom, just rules. These groups just have rules. Eat this, do this. They didn't even ask you what you were allergic to because they don't care. It's not the point. You just do what you're told. So I love these things. Say, yeah, sign me up to be a slave. The government's not enough. My boss is not enough. These slaveries I can't avoid. But I want to get some. I want to have some slavery that I chose. And I think it's about slavery, you know, not the self being free, but my religion, this is a slavery over my brain, but that's not enough. And I have a boss, this is slavery over my brain as well, but that's not enough either. These slaveries kind of was forced on me. I didn't get to choose. Maybe I should choose my own slavery. You like that? You know, like kids in school, they say, I need a bully. They don't get it. Like, they think that's what it's about. Like, no, everybody else have a bully. I don't have one. Y'all like that. I mean, you smooth, big baby. You don't have no bully. That means you solid. No, I need a bully. I have to have one. They all have one too. Want to get beat up and shit. So that's how y'all are. Say, no, solid. So religion is real. You don't know. Okay. Go get abused and just give back for what you took. Just give back something for what you got while you was here, mom. You know, I'm just telling you that. Try to grasp. Now, Bailey Taylor, you have to find yourself, young man, and stop drinking alcohol, things like that. Cleanse yourself out for a time. That way your mind can clear. That way when you're talking to people, you're not all jittery and weird, where they like something wrong with them. So this is what people that abuse drugs don't realize, or when drugs abuse them. Some of y'all shallow-minded, so if a person drinks some wine, you like, oh, they bad. They don't get it. If they ain't abusing the wine, or the wine has abused them, you know how I say it. Meaning if they look better than your ass, then they good. You get my point? You obviously ain't. And so when them drugs abuse you, then you be like jittery and strange. A lot of y'all don't realize that when y'all on them heavy things and they got you, you be spooked. People can sense these things. Not, that drugs abuse, that you abuse drugs, but they can just sense that you thrown the fuck off a little bit. And so you want to clean yourself up if you can. Find yourself, like who you are. Forget the society. Society got things for y'all to fall into, like basketball, like to be a rapper, like to do, get it? Cleanse self, separate self from society and all influences over your mind. That way you see who you are. What do you like? Y'all try to like what y'all think society ain't gonna judge y'all on. Some of y'all got beautiful talents, but you feel like if I show that, niggas gonna think I'm a weirdo. Separate yourself. Learn self. Meaning learn what you like, what you good at. Don't think of outside sources and what they gonna think. Just find yourself in your own niche. Some of y'all are mad gangster and tough, but you really not. You just influenced like that. If they separate you from the hood for 3-4 months, you all doing positive shit when ain't nobody could see you. You all a good person when can't nobody really see you. But when people could see you, now you want to put on this front like you really tough and you some like that. Stop capping all fucking day. Find yourselves. Present that to the world and fuck what anybody gotta say. You gotta live. And so, y'all drink and do all y'all do, trying to fit into society. You get my point? It start there when we young. See old motherfuckers drinking, so you like, I'm gonna try that. Maybe I'll get me a 40. Maybe I'll get me some fake champagne. And then it don't stop from there. So that's what my teachings is based on, basically. Conscious cleaning, the spiritual cleaning. Thank you to everybody that gave back. Conscious cleaning and the spiritual cleaning. This is the emotional state. Got to do with separating yourself from society's abuse that y'all don't pay attention to. You get my point? Kind of let your own natural nature influence you. Of course, when you, like I said, y'all come up from certain neighborhoods, y'all influenced by the neighborhood. You ain't never get to see who you are, what you like, because a lot of stuff about yourself you put to the side because it wouldn't fit in with the environment. And you want to make sure you survive in the environment. Meaning some people live in environments where they ain't got no choice. They mama told them they better be fucking tough or they gonna get their ass whooped. They mama told them, boy, you better stop. You better stop fucking singing. You a fucking sissy. Like, I'm just using that as an example. That's probably a bad one, but you get my point? It started young in certain environments. I mean, to become a whole killer because that's what was influenced upon them. That wasn't my upbringing. Meaning my mama wasn't into that dumb shit. That's why I have a brain. That's why I have good education in the brain. But my bad street behavior is just for me wandering, The family ghetto. My mama a little bullshit. The family ghetto though, so I just wandered to the ghetto-ness because it's funner, like when you were a kid. Really, my mom a little boring to me. She a little bullshit. Like, things is a little perfect. You know what I mean? I have nice clothes. I have, bicycles, skates. Video game shit I don't care about. I don't go outside. We live in a house. I have to mow the lawn. Goofy shit that I don't care about. When you get older, you can appreciate. I can look back now and say, yeah, my mama did a good job, man. But not then. Who the fuck moves down south, big baby, and do that? So this is my mama back in the day. Before that was the style, to move down south and get a life. So it's deep. But some of y'all come from neighborhoods where y'all influenced out. In that, you ain't never find out who you are, what you like, what you great at, or what you can build on that you good at, or whatever the case may be. So, some of y'all drug habits, all these things, they influenced or induced by the area. Some of y'all on a habit that you could kick. All you got to do is leave the environment for a decent amount of time, and that will take care of it. Some of y'all have a life that y'all have because you took on ideals or certain influences that you live by. And so, you get it? It control your outcome. Becoming aware of these things. That's how it works. There you go, my Sherry. Never sacrifice authenticity for approval. Okay, Philip Hamer. He said, yep, it worked when I moved from Washington, D.C. to Roanoke, VA. Yeah, most black people don't realize we people of the forest. We truly not people of the city. Y'all just stay in the cities and, things like that because y'all people there. Black people are social people and networking people. People of the forest. So you get my point? You go to any ghetto, you going to see like a white person maybe there, a Chinese. Meaning black people are welcoming. Big mama going to ask you, do you want to eat? She ain't never seen you before. Pull up with your homie. She ain't never seen this nigga a day in life. But she like, man, who you? You want you to play? You look a little thin. We are welcoming people. Unless you weird, the niggas don't want to fuck with you. But outside of that, y'all not like how the society make y'all. You get my point? Y'all trying to fit in. Like, we need a nationality and all of this is for that. Y'all want to fit in to what ain't even worth fitting into. He said, I hate to even go back. I feel cleaner. Yeah, when you get away from them in the cities, you get the lungs a little cleared out from fresh air. And a lot of the judgment and shallow-mindedness from the city that the people have. When you ain't under that pressure, because people outside of the city, they're a little more relaxed. They ain't as judgmental or shallow with their judgment. Materialistic and simple-minded. You get away from them things, you get a nice relief. Spirits, the shoulders get a little relief, the spirit get a little relief, the mind too. Then you can focus on what's important, to you in regards to you in life. A little more associated with reality. The deeper you go into the cities, like going deeper into online. You dumbed out. And so, it's a good move, champ. I'm right behind you. Nah, I'm just playing. I gotta finish my works, but I'm right behind you. A star sign said, how do you help someone who abuses alcohol? Through brainwashing. I pretty much catch you on a good day, when you drunk, pissy. And I come talk to you, I tell you, man, look at yourself. When you was 8 years old, nigga, this is what you had planned for your fucking self to be a drunk, nasty, slimy, pissy motherfucker. Go back to when you was 8, nigga. I make them go back to when they was 8 so they could see where they went wrong. I say, when did you start calling yourself an alcoholic? When did you start thinking that this was acceptable for you? Man, you used to be fly, nigga. What happened? You dig all in their soul. Then when they get sober, you gotta remember that you're not an alcoholic. See, that's an addict's problem. They associate the addiction with self. You say you drink, they say yeah. They are drunk because in their mind they want. You get it? Ask one of y'all, yo, you smoke? You gonna be like, yeah. Meaning you view the self as a smoker. That's the moment when you got addicted if you go back to when you first started playing with smoking or drinking. When you first started taking little sips of drinks, if somebody would have asked you, do you drink? You would have said no. Because in your mind, you don't drink enough, you just tried it. You're just a little kid, you tried it, you ain't a drinker. Then you try it again, you still don't see yourself as a drinker because you don't drink enough. But at some point in your drinking, you start to view self as, yeah, I drink. Where if someone asks you, you want to drink, you a drink? You like, yeah, I drink. That part. It's in the brain. Y'all get the urge. You get my point? Meaning it's a mind thing, a urge thing. And so you got to brainwash self into viewing self as you don't drink. I don't care if you are drinking at the moment, but you still have to groom the mind. I'm not no drinker. Something went wrong, meaning your mind has to view what you're doing as wrong and just completely beneath you. You get my point? You gotta tap into a person's ego. So most of y'all view certain things y'all do as not beneath y'all. So that's why it's easy to do. It's like the kids out there shooting each other. They view it as cool. But if they viewed it as some slime bag shit that would get them exiled and nobody would respect them, they do it because they figure I'm going to get respect and notoriety. But if they knew it was a sure shot to get exiled and frowned upon, it's all brainwashing, all perspective. You drink, you have the perspective that it's okay for you. You get my point? Once the mind views it as I'm above this, something went wrong, you're going to automatically start to see a change. This is when you ask for assistance from your guardians, your morals. Those little voices that used to kick in and say you shouldn't do this and that before you lost yourself. The little voices you had when you was a kid. And your friend come along, he say, hey, let's cut school. And you say, the voice pop up. If I do it, I'm going to get in trouble, blah, blah, blah. So then you like, I ain't going to do it. Some of y'all overthrow the voice. You say, fuck that. I'm going to go ahead and cut with you, man. Let's go. Then from that day forth, cutting ain't no big deal. It's like sex. Y'all lose y'all virginity. But at first it's hard. You're a little nervous. Once you override your morals and say, fuck it, I'm going to just do it. Then when you have sex after that, ain't no big deal. Don't no morals pop up. You on your own from then on. So man have to get back associated with that. His morals. It's the closest thing to God he got within himself. Once you balance out, the morality come back. It's just tied into the common sense and all-knowingness. You get my point? When y'all morals don't have to be morals for y'all, then it would just be great intellect for y'all to access when needed. But y'all morals have to watch over y'all, and be that extra voice in your head to keep you from, jumping off the cliff and shit. And so, in that, it can't be what it's truly intended for, which is for you to access, all the all-knowingness of life that you need to know. Philip Heyman said, yep, and that will lead to depart from me. I do not know you, worker of iniquity. Shalom, shalom. That's Christian shit. I keep it regular, big baby. Sometimes you need a little help, but this ain't got nothing to do with getting on your hands and knees and begging some invisible God. I'm not telling you to do that. I don't have nothing to do with that sorcery. That's evilness. I'm talking about when you know yourself. This ain't nothing you even got to say. The self already know the self and what the self need, big baby. Sometimes you need a little assistance. You just say, right? You get it? It's all feeling. But once you know self and you understand what I just said about morals, so that will be bigger for you. Meaning that voice that used to kick in for y'all before y'all became so lost, your morals. A little voice in the head that tell you not to do this or that. And we blow that shit to the side. When y'all get back in tune with that voice, meaning when y'all balance out and, start to do moral things, it will become more and more present to y'all. Where y'all can feel it. Becomes like its own person. This is why little kids have imaginary buddies. It's their morals. You get my point? And if the morality go bad, you get it? Meaning if a little kid ain't got no morals and they shit go bad, which is a possibility, depending on how the kid was raised, the morals become monsters for them. If the kid is good and innocent, the morals become stupid little, buddies that they have that nobody else can see. Like that. Man get grown, he kick his morals the fuck out, he don't have nothing. Say, kill this motherfucker, I'll pay you. He do it because his rent due. He don't have no morals. His morals is I gotta pay the bill. This is real man shit. This is a grown up. They don't have morals. They morals lie in feeding the baby and paying the rent. They done with morals. And so do you get my point? And y'all free yourselves from the city, then y'all can tend to the self. Make good back with the self. You get my point? And some of y'all have fucked yourselves up, but this don't matter. You done been a prostitute for the last year. Niggas done been running through you. Your skin all ashy. You all drugged out and beat down. But none of this don't matter. It starts with a nice bath. All you. Grease that ashy skin. You take care of the self repetitiously from that day on. After 30 days, the skin gonna be nice and smooth. Tighten the vagina back up. Meaning ain't nobody abused beyond repair. The skin is like clay. You make of it what you want. It's all how you tend to self. Some of y'all say, I got bad skin. Drink water. Stop putting makeup and shit on the skin that's going to dry it out. Stop overly scrubbing and cleaning the skin. You get it? Skin like a leather jacket, big baby. Just leave it be for the most part. You get my point? You get a little ashy, make sure you oil it. Things like that. Meaning women have more skin problems than men because they deal with makeup and stuff that dry out their skin. You get my point? And so it all starts with, a lack of self-love. They think they gotta paint their face up because it ain't good enough, then it don't be. But like I said, ain't nothing beyond repair. It just starts with, acceptance. I fucked myself up. Now, let's move forward from this moment. You get it? The chick that permed her hair out now is sure she don't want to accept that she fucked up her hair and just stand on it. Let it heal. Let it grow. It ain't gonna look too good to the public, but it's good for her. In her hair growing back healthy and being how it should be. She say, nah, I can't walk around like that. I gotta go to work. In that, the hair stay damaged. Because she said, well, I gotta perm it. I gotta put some wigs or something on it. Yeah, dry it out. Wig is like a wool hat. It's gonna dry out the hair. Happy grass. He said that voice you spoke on that we all hear as a kid. Yeah, I have that voice. It's a whole person. It's always present with me. It's how I know everything. And so y'all have to come into that. Meet your imaginary buddy. But you grown now, so this ain't no imaginary buddy. You get my point? It's your morals. Your guardians. Everybody get guardians in life. I guess in Christian depictions they have like the little devil and the little angel. And it's your morals. And you're going to go to whatever side of the morality you choose. Meaning those that do evil things, they always get evil ideas. Some of y'all getting ideas right now. You say, I'm a little short on cash. What could I do? But the ideas popping in your head they ain't good. I could rob a nigga. I could sell some dope. All negative ideas popping. Because that's the frequency you want. So that's the only thing going to come through on the screen. You get it? Same, another person can have that same thought, but nothing but positive thoughts come through. Maybe I can do this. Maybe I can offer my services over here. And maybe they can. The mind won't go to negativity. It's a setback. That part. That's that. You don't want to get in tune or out of tune with your morals. You don't want to get out of tune with the self. And so a lot of y'all need, a moment of separation, a moment of mental, spiritual cleaning. Now, I didn't even get a chance to do this video, which was the whole point. He said ignorance is bliss. Yeah. But that shit catches up eventually. Meaning one can't stay ignorant and dumb forever. And so the longer you go dumb and ignorant, it's like driving the wrong way for hella long and not realizing it. So it's all cool till you realize you have. You say, okay, how far have I gone the wrong way? Then there's the smacker. So ignorance is bliss until the smacker comes, which is inevitable. And so it's good for kids to be ignorant. Life is far too deep for their little brain to grasp right now, or their emotional state to be able to, come to terms with certain things. But once you get grown, pull away from ignorance. Measure your dumb, measure your wise. Then you're gonna, slack on your wisdom. I know this, I know that. It won't matter what you don't know. When you were a kid, you measure yourself on what you know. Because you knew and you don't know nothing. So whatever you learn is good. So he learned how to walk. Oh, he learned how to read. Oh, he's so smart. You don't do that to yourself when you get grown. That's how you stay dumb. When you get grown, you start taking account of your stupidity. Feel me? The dumb moves that you make. I'll say it again. Some of y'all make dumbass decisions. You know the ones after you do it, then you be like, damn, what the fuck did I do that? You keep track of your dumb when you get old, because that's your path to wisdom. Keeping track of the dumb. Meaning how dumb you let yourself get. Whether it be bad decision, dumb, just a moment thing, but you keep track of them. Because that shit will grow. And you will have dumb every second of the room. You have dumb decision being made and dumbness attacking you every second of your life. And so, don't nobody want to live out dumb. I'll be defending dumb and playing dumb, but don't nobody really want to live out the results of what it is to be dumb. Which is to be, the shit at the bottom of the barrel, the shit that's always late to the party, the shit that don't ever know what's going on. You feel me? You don't want to live that out. That part. You get manipulated in this life, you don't want to be that. If you're grown, keep track of your dumb. If you fit the shoes of whatever dumb thing I'm talking about, you ain't gotta personalize it. I don't know you. I'm just speaking out against stupid ideals and principles. If you measure up to the principle or ideal, it's between you and that principle and ideal, not me. I have nothing to do with you. I'm on the channel about awareness. You want to defend stupidity after I explain how it's stupid, then I'm going to refer to you like I do the ideal that I'm speaking about, because you decide you want to be the face card for it. If I'm explaining how Christianity is stupid in some aspect and you decide I want to be the spokesman for Christians, you're stupid, man. It ain't an insult, though. I've already explained what I did. You wanted to be like Christianity in the flesh. You didn't make it up, so I don't know why you do that, but you get my point? Didn't it go left? Then y'all be on this bitch line talking about, so let's call his audience dumb. I ain't got no audience, nigga. I can't see no physical bodies. Y'all be lost as hell on this YouTube shit, huh? Niggas think I could see a whole audience of people when I'm picking out niggas to call dumb. Like, what, my nigga? Get fucking real, simple minds. This generation, y'all disconnected from reality. Meaning, a lot of y'all in this generation are clowns and y'all have aspirations to be a clown. If somebody call you a clown, though, you'll take offense. You take it as insult. You're not aware of reality, like, oh yeah, I am a clown. I'll give you an example. You know how on YouTube you got those skits? You know how that people be doing skits, funny skits. That's a clown without a uniform. It's not a comedian that's skilled at comedy. You know, telling jokes, snapping on people they self. We talking about the skits where people do dumb stuff for y'all to laugh at them. This is the equivalent of a clown juggling and then letting pins fall on his head for the laughs. You get it? Now, if I tell one of y'all like, yeah, you a clown, you'll take offense like Salah's trying to play me. You won't reflect and say, oh yeah, that's what I am, a clown. That's what I do for a living. Online on YouTube, I make skits for people to laugh at me so I can get fame, or attention, and money. You get my point? And so this is most black people. Y'all are reaching to be clown or jester of some sort, or play a game, you know, basketball, football, some shit like that. We not taking account of ourselves as a people, like how dumbed down we get. You get my point? We can be paid into stupidity, like niggas will pay us. We anything that pays, so we like, nah, it's good. We could be paid into our deaf, our dumb, anything. This is how they got rid of, you know, my father's whole generation. Like, make money selling crack, niggas do anything. Now they all dead and in jail. You get my point? You can pay black people as a whole to destroy themselves. Meaning y'all have not become aware that that's how bribe work. Person more than likely gonna pay you to sin against yourself. Didn't you get my point? And so any foolish ass job they come up with, you niggas be the first one to, you know, do the clownery. Now, if you do clown shit online, you know the goofy little skits, you ain't a comedian or nothing like that. You just do dumb shit online for people to laugh at you. I ain't knocking you. Handle your handle, do what you do. Just don't ever lose awareness. We live in the times where y'all young ladies, man, y'all real life prostitutes. You sell vagina. But if a nigga be like, yo, you a whore, you're gonna take offense and be like, this nigga trying to insult me. You completely oblivious from reality, like, oh yeah, maybe he know I sell pussy. And he's just saying reality, like you're a whore because of that. Because that's what I am. Like that, y'all oblivious from reality. Meaning whatever actions y'all do, y'all become oblivious to it. You get my point? And everything become insult. If it's truth, it ain't an insult. Insult is when it don't hold no truth. You understand? So, some people grasp, some don't. Now I'm gonna take a bathroom break. You guys know I always have to do that. If anyone wants to give back, please do so. And then I'm gonna come back and break this deep fan down. Oh! Okay, I'm back. Let's get to the jewels. This how man chew. Mad strong. You look at them young tenders, you like. I'm stupid. I gotta get it together. Alright. Let's get this knowledge. Candy healthy and shit. Now, if y'all want to learn, religion and real God, our religion accurately, which is a falsehood, and you want to learn God accurately, like I was just explaining with your morals, but deeper than that, you can always get a one-on-one. It's in my website, wiseservant.org or upscaleknowledge.org. Now let's get into time travel and the evolution of man. Basically, want to explain to y'all how all existence is one thing in transition. This is how you get time. Now, in the middle, bully, you crying. I didn't even say anything funny. Now, let me remove these comments before I can't get this thing done. Now, let's start with time. There's no time in the perspective of curriculum, like how y'all know it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or a clock. There's no time in that perspective. That's just curriculum made up. That comes from real time. Time being measure of distance between a start and an end. So what we call time is actually a measure of distance between the start of a thing and the end of a thing. And everything in between becomes the steps or stages of that process or that measure of distance. So that's pretty much what we call time. Meaning time is the measure of distance between 2 points. Remember, there is no time. There's just the space in between 2 points. And the time it takes for a thing to get from one point to the next. And that's what we kind of call time, or that's where we get the curriculum of time that we have. Now, to give you an example that time is truly just measure of distance. Every square inch is a fraction of a second. So a square inch is a measurement. To make it simple for some of y'all, 1 inch. 1 inch is just a fraction of a second. A fraction of a second is like when you have a stop clock and it says 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 2. You get it? The 10 fast numbers in between. It's like a fraction of seconds. And so 1 fraction of a second is equal to 1 square inch. Because of that, 1 foot, which consists of 12 inches, equals a second. If that's not clear, let me know where you lost that. 1 fraction of a second is a square inch. A whole foot is a whole second. Now you can measure your stride, meaning you can stand up, take a step. Look at your toe and your heel. Meaning when you take the step, you should be on your heel. Stop there, you should be on your toe and your heel. Measure it, it's going to be like a foot. Meaning the width in between toe and heel when you take that step. It should be like a foot. 12 inches, maybe a little more, but a foot. It ain't 2 feet. A foot and a half unless you walk like you got mental problems. Some of y'all slow as fuck out here. Say, Silas, I took a step, it was 2 feet. Well, you slow, man. Like, yes, it's not big baby. What you talking about? I'm talking about normal people. People that take regular steps, about a foot. So 1 foot or 12 inches, this is equal to a second. I'm gonna take the comments to see if y'all grasping so far. I'm sorry. I'll answer your question in a second. The second is a centimeter. Okay, y'all not grasping. A square inch is like 1 inch. It's basically 1 inch long, 1 inch wide. But we can just use an inch. An inch is a fraction of a second. Like I said, the fraction of a second is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 before you get to 1. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 before you get to 2. Like a stopwatch. Those 10 digits being like fractions of a second. 1 inch is equal to one of those fractions of a second. If 10 of those fractions of a second equals 1, then 10 inches, which is close enough to a foot, you get it? 1 foot equals 1 second. Because 1 inch equals a fraction of a second. And of course, 12 inches make a foot. You get it? And so 1 foot equal 1 second. Meaning you can go ahead, stand up, take a step. It's going to take 1 second. If you look at the measurement between your toe and your heel, you're going to see it's like a foot. You get it? Meaning this is real. This ain't curriculum, I'm telling you. I'm telling y'all real life shit you can test your own self. You ain't got to take my word on it. It's just nature. And so 1 second is truly just 1 foot or 1 step, which is a foot. Now, if 1 second is a foot, then 5,280 seconds or feet is a mile. You get it? 5,280 feet is equal to 1 mile. 1 mile is equal to 88 minutes. We're not talking about how long it takes a person to walk a mile. We're talking about 5,280 feet. Remember, 1 foot is equal to 1 inch. Mile have to do with measurement. 1 second, 1 foot. I'm sorry, not 1 inch. 1 second is equal to 1 foot. 5,280 seconds or 5,280 feet is a mile. Do you get it? 5,280 seconds is equal to 88 minutes. What we call time is truly measurement of distance. Meaning every square inch of earth is a moment in time. Does that make sense? When y'all traveling around from city to city, y'all are traveling time, or jumping it, and then jumping back. Hopefully that's clear. I'm not sure if y'all grasp. Philip Heyman, you seem to grasp. And so when you're dealing with time, it's really a measurement thing. And I just gave you deep knowledge that ain't nowhere, meaning you can't learn that in school. That sounds like science and math. Yeah, real math. Based on nature and your own self. 1 second is really 1 foot. Meaning 1 feet is really a second. And so 5,280 seconds, our feet, is a mile. Like that. And so 10,000, keep going, but it's always going to be a measure of distance. You can't separate time from distance. You get my point? Even if you talking life, you say, man, the time is moving forward, but I ain't moving. It ain't about you moving because you not the time. You in it. The time is the life that you win in its movement. And so do you get my point? Time is the measure of distance between 2 points. So what we view time as is that. Now, time itself is any living being. You a living being, a flower, a dog, whatever. Any living thing itself is time. So there's no time, but there's living beings. And, they wake up and go to sleep. And so time itself is any living being. The many transitions of that life between conception and death is what a measure of time is. So you see how I said time is just the measure of distance between 2 points? Okay, time is living life. From conception to death is the measurement of these 2 points. And so y'all go through many transitions between conception and death. All of it making for the physical moments of you as time. You get my point? So you're a living person. You have a body. At conception, there was 1 cell. Then 2 cells, then 4, then 8, then 16, and so on and so forth. And this is the many transitions of you as time. You get my point? Every cell being a moment in your time. Your time being from conception to death. You make for the time within. Just like the outer world makes for the time that we're in. Time being the living thing. You get my point? And so, like I said, there was 1 cell, then 2 cells, then 4, then 8. Each cell is going through transition, each cell being a moment in time. You being that time, those cells being you. Hopefully that makes sense when I say, like, what time is. All the cells that became the multi-cell organism, all these individual cells make for a moment in the time of the existence of this thing, from its conception to death, all living within this thing, having that amount of time, making for the moments in it. You get my point? You say, man, a cell live 1 day, all my cells live a day and die. So they are a day of a moment in your existence. You get it? Like that. Now, it's the same with the galaxies and their positions. All the galaxies and their positions in the universe, they hold a place in time. Time being the living universe. The galaxies are the many transitions of the universe from conception to its death. You get it? Each galaxy, star, planet, organism being a moment in that time. So every galaxy you see is just one thing transitioning. There's not a bunch of galaxies in the cosmos. Y'all are looking measures of distance. And so what y'all are seeing is the same thing in a different time. You get it? You got all the galaxies up above in the universe. They're all the steps and stages of the universe itself coming into formation, coming into being, all the way to the death. So one galaxy is not different than another galaxy. It's the same with the planets. Earth's beginnings is Mars. Mars is not a different planet than Earth. Mars is just Earth before. You hear my point? looking back from Earth, you see Mars. You're just looking back in time. Like, you look forward, you see Venus. You're not seeing a different planet than Earth. You're just seeing Earth in whatever measure of distance it is from Earth to Venus. You are seeing Earth in its future, in perspective. Does this make sense? I don't know if I'm going too deep. Y'all know I'm one of the cold-blooded scientists of today's time. I've already achieved time travel. Don't matter which direction you go, it's empty, my nigga. Because everything, all the living life is in the present. I have to grasp measurement of distance first. And so everything is just one thing in transition. Saturn is just early Jupiter. Jupiter is just early Mars. Mars is just early Earth. Earth just early Venus. Venus early Earth. Mercury. Imagine one thing moving through space, leaving a trail. As it's moving, it's growing or transitioning into different form. And so as it's moving, you get my point. When you get to this point, you look back, you say, oh, that's Mars. That's just Earth at that point. You get my point? Like that. You say Mars is empty, ain't nobody on it. Because when you go back in time, my nigga, ain't nobody supposed to be there. Only the place is there. Not the life. That's separate. It's like I said, the living is time. This is the thing moving forward. And all the many different transitions between conception and the death of this thing, this make for the physical places or moments. You get it? So the universe is moving forward. And it's moving forward is a matter of it being conceived and going through its different transitions, 2 cells, 4 cells, 8 cells, all the way until you get a whole body. Until its death. Each stage of its growing and evolving, leaving a trail of physical moments. The life itself not physical, but the body parts are the evolution of it make for the moments. So you a full body. You have a conception and a death. Conception, 1 cell, became 2, then 4, then 8. Now you got trillions of cells in you, but they all hold a place in your time. You get it? Like that. The cells that you have now are not the cells from your beginning. They all hold their place in time. If you can view your inner body like space, you get it? The very first cell is still present. Like that. It makes for a moment in time. It makes for its moment in time, which you are. Time. Is that clear? There you go, Immutable Leap. We're seeing the past and the future while being in the present. When we look at stars and things like that, because we're looking at measures of distance, which is what time truly is. Just a measure of distance. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or a clock. That's curriculum. A repeated thing to serve, a simple purpose. There you go, Sir Jones, ascending forth in nature. I'm assuming you clear now, admittedly. He said OFC, they measure these distances in light years. Any kind of time you can think of is always going to be measured. A year is a span of time. But you said they measure it in like distance, light years. How far light takes to travel from here to wherever they're looking at. Meaning they're measuring a measurement of travel. Like that. They calling that time. You get it? They say it take the light 500 million years to reach there. So, you get it? That star is however amount of time. They don't understand it's all measured at distance. There is no time. The amount of time it takes from one thing to go from one point to the next. This is like your time. But it's really not a time. You don't have to count. It's just a measure of distance. That's why I gave y'all the example. 1 inch equals 1 second. 5,280 seconds are inches equals a mile. That's the only way you're going to get 1 second is if you step forward 1 foot. Other than that, there is no clock in nowhere say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You get my point? It got to do with movement of a living thing. Now, you are alive. We're not talking about your body, you as life. You're moving forward through your evolutions of life. You call it growing. You went from 1 cell, 2 cell, 4 cells, all the way to a physical being that get old and die, and you get it? All of these things have a moment. That's what time is, meaning you are the life evolving. It's showing in your physicalness, meaning you've been moving forward in life for however many years you are old. You're 20 years old, so 365 times 20. That many days you've been moving forward in your life, meaning living. And there's a trail in terms of internally, all making for the moments of this time. You get my point? That's why I said 2 cells become 4, 4 cells become 8. These cells representing different stages of your moving forward in time, are being alive. And so, it's the same with mental development or maturity of the earth as a whole. All the animals are the transition of man, are the coming of man. So, an ape is like an 8-year-old man. An ape cannot go beyond the intellect of an 8-year-old boy. A sheep is like a 4-year-old boy. A sheep will never be wiser than the level of intellect that a 4-year-old has. Man, a turtle has the intellect of an 80-year-old man. Get my point? All the animals representing a stage of intellect. Man being the pinnacles of this thing. So, all the animals are like stages of intellect, are the physical appearances of the many stages of intellect evolving. Man being the pinnacles of intellect are what has the potential to be the heights of this intellect. Does that make sense? Meaning monkeys and apes. If you watch them, they're like 8-year-old children. Even the adult ones. The younger ones are childish than the adults. But even with a grown ape, not much wiser than an 8-year-old. They can make simple tools and do shit like 8-year-olds. Probably even younger. 6. You get my point? A sheep, they run around by completely oblivious. They like 4-year-olds. Every animal is just a stage of intellect of man, meaning all the animals are just one thing in transition. This one thing being intellect. So the animals was before man, but you get my point? All is just one thing evolving out. The evolutions of this thing evolving out being the stages are the moments in its time. I'm not sure if that's clear. So sky creatures or birds became sea creatures. Sea creatures became reptiles. Reptiles, mammals. Bears, monkey, man. You know, a monkey just a man with the key on the front, man. So this shit go deep. We gotta understand, evolution. Said we are natural time. There's only one time, champ. But most choose to behave and live disharmoniously. Mechanized. I get what you're saying, champ. Yeah, a lot of y'all are lost into society. Y'all lost into Babylon, falsehoods, technology, things like that. It disconnects y'all from nature and truly grasp it. So what I just said is probably the deepest thing y'all ever gonna hear, but I ain't sure how many of y'all actually grasp it. But overall, everything is one thing. Going, through its transitions. And so Tokyo is just America, or Japan is just America in the future. So when y'all travel from America to Tokyo or Japan, they like a day ahead. But the society is more advanced in America. It's not just they're a day ahead, but they're more advanced. They like where America will be in its future. So it's the same with like down south in comparison to New York. You say like Texas is an hour behind New York, or Arizona 2-3 hours behind. These places are not just an hour or two behind, but the people are behind. You get it? A New York person is more advanced than a person from Texas or Arizona. Of course, y'all not aware of this, but to give you an example, Atlanta dressed like New York now, but if you go back to 93, Atlanta was behind. For me to tell somebody in Atlanta in 93 when they're wearing filas and jabots and slippers and shit, and we're wearing dope leather jackets and everything y'all wear now, we wear that in 93. I'm not saying it like an example. That's the reality. Everything y'all wear now in New York, we always wore. That's why I say he's just selling the same shit over and over if you from New York, because we already had all of this. You get it? You see how we wear the sheepskin or the Sherlins? Niggas was wearing that in 93. Alpo and them got the same shit from back then that we have now. Now, if I tell somebody from Atlanta back in 93, man, 10 years in the future, so you looking at how y'all gonna look 10 years in the future. You ain't gonna get what I'm saying. You like, what the fuck is you talking about, nigga? But if you look at Atlanta now they look like a New York person. They're up to speed with how we dress. They don't wear filas and shit like that no more. They're exactly what I said. You're New York. Atlanta is evolving into New York. Meaning you don't really have a bunch of different states. You do, but you don't. Y'all just don't understand measure of distance. So you can't be in Arizona and New York at the same time. You have to jump time. They're different realms. You get it? The different continents are not different places. They're different whole realms. This is why when y'all travel them the way y'all do, y'all are skipping time. You get it? When you fly from New York to Tokyo, you are not just flying from place to place. You are going to a whole different realm. Those are a different species of man than you are. Y'all cannot be in Tokyo and New York at the same time without advanced technology. And you cannot walk from New York to Tokyo. You're going to get met by sea. How you get across that? That part. Y'all are traveling interdimensionally, but it's not being said in that way. It's being said like, oh no, you're just taking a flight to another place, another country. I mean, that country is on a whole nother time zone, meaning it's in a whole nother dimension. Deep, right? And so this is why planes and shit just disappear sometimes, because when y'all traveling on planes, y'all are time traveling. On a small, well, it ain't even a small scale, it's on a really large scale. And so you get my point? And shit goes deep. I should have did this first. I'm a little tired. Peace and wisdom, different angles. Glad to have you here, champ. The imitable Lisa. Damn, I knew everything was correlated, but shit go deep. Some of y'all need to get some one-on-ones or something. Get y'all understanding sharpened. The wisdom got y'all dumbed out. But life is interesting in itself. That's why I don't need beliefs and all that weird stuff. You understand life, it gets real interesting. A person in Texas is a different species of man than a nigga from New York. A nigga in Africa is a whole different species of man than the motherfucker from America. Similar looking, different species though. Like dogs. Saint Bernard and the Germans, the Saint Bernard and the Rottweiler look similar, but they ain't technically the same dog. Like that. A Chinese person ain't the same person as an American person. They're different species of man. And so it goes deep. Of course, y'all intermingle, and so this is where the lines get completely blurred. Y'all live in a one world system where all these different realms have become one. And live under one technology, one system. So in that, y'all feel like, nah, Japan right up the block. That's kind of how we view it almost. You say, I'm going to Atlanta, man, that's right. 12 little flight. That shit ain't another realm, man. Now, Atlanta and them places on this side, they on the same coast and same track of time, but like I said, New York is ahead. And all the states beneath it, you get my point? They are like the transitioning of one thing. Look at it like that. You got DC, Baltimore, fucking Philly, all the way up. Jersey, New York. All these states, if you look at them, you will see like, damn, Philly is a little behind than Jersey. Jersey is a little behind than New York. And as you go farther and farther down south, you will see the transition. Like, the down south states are transitioning into looking like the states farther up north. You get it? You live in Atlanta, you live in like Virginia, the DC, these states. They starting to look like New York. They're starting to evolve into like that. And so it's deep. You have to grasp. And so if you travel back in time far enough, you go into different planets. It's like I said, if y'all want to go back thousands of years, y'all going back to Mars. This is the equal measure of distance of that amount of time. It's like I said, time is a measure of distance. It ain't 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so you say, I want to go back in time 80 years. That's a measure of distance. What is the measurement of 80 years? You say the measurement is the same amount of measurement it takes from Earth to Mars. Well, that's where you're going to get to that time. Then you say, but I'm going to be on Mars. Mars is early Earth. Ain't nobody there now, though, because you went back in time. Life in this present. But you just wanted to see the space. You get it? Y'all can go back in time, but y'all can't bring a living life with y'all. That part. Life's moving forward. The people in them times have evolved or lived, interbred, died, their offspring. You get it? Evolved into the people of today. There are no people in the past and people in the present and people in the future. There's people transitioning through time. There is no one in the past. We're all here. You get it? Like that. Say, no, if I travel back in time, all the people that's dead now will be alive. All the people that's dead now are dead now. You are going back in time. You cannot take them with you. You don't own that part of life. You get it? And so if we travel back in time, he can go to Mars. He say Mars is empty because ain't nobody in the past. Ain't nobody in the future. If a man traveled to the year 2033, ain't nobody gonna be there. He could be walking around New York in 2033. It's gonna be empty. You get it? Like that. You go back to 1950. It's gonna be, you're gonna be in the place, but it's gonna be empty. Like, where the fuck is everybody at? This is why when they show you images of Mars, it's empty. Because Mars is early Earth, meaning the life was there. And what y'all call Earth, it wasn't no Earth. Mars is Earth in this time. You hear my point? Still fixed and stuck. Like the one cell became two, you still had the one cell. The two cells became four, you still had the two. Like that. Everything holding its moment in time. And so, like I said, most cold-blooded scientists shall have in the daytime. I don't think they realize that. And so, to understand time, travel, time, and all these things, you gotta understand measure distance. And that, then you know what you can do. But to keep it simple, when y'all travel from place to place, and you say, I'm going to Cali, they 3 hours behind. They more than 3 hours behind. And they a different race of people. You got to remember there was indigenous people in all these continents and places before they were civilized. Mixed breeded and put into the system. And so niggas in Cali would have been a whole different order of indigenous people than the ones in New York. Them indigenous people may look like Samoans look. And the ones up in New York area, they look dark skinned, slim and slender. Different races of indigenous men. Some big and brute, some slim and agile, some dark, some light. None white though, but you get it? Just different indigenous men from their area, but these is different realms of time. You get my point? New York and California ain't in the same place. I don't know how to get y'all to get that. Like, I know we have online, we have technology to make it appear that way. But these two places are not even in the same realm of existence. You get my point? It's like America and Africa, two separate continents. These two continents are different realms separated by mass amount of water. You get my point? It's like traveling from planet to planet when you do that. Y'all have no other means of getting all the way from America to fucking Japan without a spaceship or what y'all call a plane. You get it? In that, you can make something that's years ahead of you only take a day to get to it. At 14-hour flight, 7-hour flight, 8-9 hour flight, like that. To get to Tokyo, what is it, like an 8-hour flight? But they a whole day ahead in time. That whole day of time they ahead represent years. Because time ain't how y'all have it. Time is a measure of distance. How long would it take you to get from New York to Tokyo on foot? By steps. That part, years. Decade. Ain't a decade ahead. You going into the future when you go to Tokyo. Like that. You're time traveling. Them people are different. You get it? That's a different species of man. In a different realm of existence. But y'all technology, it confused y'all into saying, no, Tokyo in Japan, it's right there. Right where? Walk there, ride a bike there. You ain't getting there but by one way. Spaceship, plane. Same thing. But that's the only way you get in there. By unrealistic means. I won't fly over there in this ship I have. That's insane. It's a real life we live. But do you get my point? Tell a nigga that shit, man, I'm gonna fly all the way somewhere that's 50 years walk away. What you think they gonna tell you? Man, you going 50 years in the future? How? I'm gonna take this plane I have. It'll get me there in 2 hours. Like that. Y'all if in society of now, so y'all just view it like, damn, I'm just flying out to Georgia. Man, it take you about a year to walk from New York to Georgia. Man, we a whole year ahead of these niggas, like that. More than that, but you get it? I'm giving y'all a perspective. Different angles said, listening to a mastermind, y'all. Angel hidden in plain sight. Yeah, I always tell them it's angels everywhere, but shalom. And so try and grasp. Hopefully y'all do. I'm about to depart. If anyone wants to give back, of course I believe in balance. Click the description arrow next to the title. My links are there. Give back. No one has to overextend themselves in giving back, meaning y'all don't have to give back every video. Maybe put yourself on a weekly schedule. If everybody obliges, then it's good. Then I get paid for my services, because no one's gonna teach y'all these things. I hope y'all don't think like the system gonna make this curriculum where they explain to y'all how y'all got sorcery over y'all and shit, where you can grasp it. They make science all the curriculum hard. You get it? Test worthy. They don't explain it like how I'm. They don't explain it using nature in life, which is what y'all live in, so y'all can get it. Like, oh, 1 foot is a step. That's a second. Time is distance. And they make that shit strange and hard and use all them symbols and spells. You get confused. Then it become repetition where you like, maybe I could just remember it. And that remembering ain't the same as understanding. And so for most of us, memory has become understanding, because we live in a system where they repetitiously make us remember or see the same thing till we remember. It's not explained for us to understand it. In that, you have your own words of how you explain it, but you have the understanding down pat. We have the memory down pat. A person can recite the Quran or the Bible, but if you tell them, explain it to me like Silas be explaining it where I get it, and it's mad simple. They can't do that. They don't understand it. Memory is their understanding. They're lost into society. So, nature. Nature teaches. Kind of grasp. Thank you, love. Hopefully y'all do protect me. Now y'all enjoy y'all day. Salam, shalom.